everybody, welcome back to my modern homestead. For those of you who are new here, my name is Janet, and for those of you who are not new here, welcome back. I'm so excited that you are here. So just join me for a few minutes. We're going to be busy. Just grab you a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, whatever floats your fancy. Today we're going to, first of all, I need to make apple scrap jelly, but before we do that, we need to do lunch. So I have some leftovers here that we're going to turn into a quick soup, and then I'm going to experiment with the cornbread fritters. If you remember a few videos back, I made those with my mother, but today I want to experiment with that for just a little bit. So first things first, let's take some of these leftovers. They don't look too appetizing at the moment, but I have some leftover black-eyed peas. You don't have to come up close, baby. It's maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons, nah, or about 2 in there. But I had opened a second jar because I thought both of my children would be eating and they didn't. So let's go ahead and put those in here. I'm not going to use all of them, about half of the jar. Alrighty. And then I also have some stewed tomatoes. And because these are leftovers, what we don't eat today, or for this meal, we'll just go to the hogs. Okay, as I was saying, what we don't eat will go to the hogs, so it's not wasted. Now, I got this out just to show you what was in the bowl. If you've been here for a while and you've seen the videos, I've done the rotel style tomatoes. So that's what that is. Ooh. Sorry, ninja skills didn't work that time. Now, I will be adding 1 jar of grilled Boston butt. Alrighty. Now I'll add just a little bit of water and chicken broth seasoning to that. Hold on just a minute, let me get it. Alright, I went ahead and got a pint of water, and I have the broth base. Chicken seasoning, what is this called? Broth base and seasoning, chicken flavored. And I'll just add a little bit of that to this. And there we go, guys. That is our soup base. But let me show you what we're going to add. I have some dehydrated vegetables that I've done. This is just mixed vegetables with green beans, corn, carrots. I'm going to put a little of that in there. Also have a bag of leftover rice. Now this is already cooked, so I'm not going to add it to the soup yet. I will let this come up and boil until the vegetables are done, and then I'll add the rice in just until it gets hot. So let's put this on the stove and we'll get started on the cornbread fritters. Okay, let's get the stuff ready for our cornbread fritters. Again, I've said this is like our Southwest style cornbread fritters. I'm just experimenting. The first thing I'm going to do is cut up a jalapeno. I'm leaving out probably all of the seeds. I got out most of the seeds. I left a couple. A little heat won't hurt. So what I do now is just cut them into small strips because I don't want big chunks of peppers. This is not going to cook very long in the pan. So we just want very tiny peppers. I would say almost minced. Alright, now we just want to chop these into tiny pieces like so. And I have an onion out here. We're going to use about half of this small onion, and we're going to cut it small just the same way. Okay, we have our pepper done. Let's do the onion. I said half. Okay, so it was a little less than half. You can put as much as you like though. Don't want the skins in there. All right, let's cut cut it into, what did I do that for? Okay, to do my onion, I just cut it this way. And then I will cut crossways to make the tiny pieces. Just like so. Just continue until it's done. All right, our onion is done. So let's get the cornbread going. I'm gonna slide this out of the way. You've seen me do the cornbread before. It's just my basic recipe. We start with, 8 cups of cornmeal mix. 2, 3, 7, and 8. So that's 2 cups of the cornmeal mix. And for the shortening and the milk, I do not measure. I know it's, hold on. Okay, so I was saying, I know this is at least 1/4 of a cup, a little bit more. Just mix it in really good, really well. Break up the shortening into small pieces. Nothing fancy. If you don't like sticking your hands in here, you can use a fork and a knife or a pastry blender. I just do it by feel, so I have to have my hands in here. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. You learn what you like. Some people like a dry cornbread, some people like a wet cornbread. All right, there we go. Now, to this, let me wash my hands really quick. Okay, to this we're going to add some seasoning salt. This is the experimental part, everybody. Look down in the comments for how it turns out. This is paprika. And just a touch of chili powder. And to it, let's add our peppers and onions. I have done baked cornbread similar to this and used corn in it. I just used whole kernel corn or cream corn. I really don't remember. And that was super yummy, but I didn't add the seasonings. So to this, let's add some shredded cheese. You can add whatever cheese you like. This just happens to be Fiesta blend. Just a good handful. All right, let's give it a quick stir. All right, let's add in our egg, 1 egg, right from the chicken. Okay, and we will add our milk. And we're going to make this just a little thinner than we would our normal cornbread because we're going to make the fritters with it. Normally I would have my hands down in this, but for the sake of time in the video, I'm just using a spoon. And you just keep adding milk until it's the right consistency. But only do it a little bit at a time. Don't add a whole lot of milk at once. Almost there. See, I accidentally added too much at that time. But I think it's just fine. Make sure you get the bottom of it. As you just saw, maybe some of my ingredients are still dry. Can you see that? Just a hair more and I think we're there. All right, now behind me on the stove I have a little bit of grease in the cast iron skillet heating up. So let's go over to the stove. The soup is heating. Those vegetables are cooking. Just giving it a stir around. And then here we have our oil heating. If you haven't seen my other video, I just keep a bowl of water beside. And see, there's nothing happening. When this is ready, this will spit and sputter. Then you'll know it's hot enough. Check this again. Oh, we are so close. Did you catch that?
I think so.
See how it's popping now? It's ready. So let's add a couple of spoons of batter to the oil. It's almost like pancakes. Okay, you just let these cook until they start to brown on the edges. You can see how it kind of looks like pancakes. And it's a very similar concept. You just let it cook till it's brown on the other side and you can flip it over. Okay, Alyssa's been recording how it bubbles on top just like pancakes. We're going to see if we can flip this one. Oh, sorry, baby. Yeah, it'll flip, but be careful, it will splatter. Ready. Turning this weird, trying to stay out of Alyssa's way. There we go. And we will just repeat this process with all of the batter. And when it's brown on the other side, we just take it up and set it over to the side. Okay, our cornbread fritters are done. Now all we're doing is waiting on the soup. And because I used dehydrated vegetables, it's just taking longer than I expected. But I think we're almost there and we can add the rice. Alright, let's just open this bag of rice. And that's a lot of rice. I'm probably just going to use about half of it. Stir it in, let it heat up. And our soup is done. I might add a little bit more water and seasoning to it. Other than that, it's finished. Okay, everything is done. Let's taste this. I cannot wait. Let's see. It's so moist. It's cooked perfectly. You can pause it. I'm so sorry. I had to ask Alyssa to pause it because I had to go in for a second bite. Y'all, whatever you're doing, stop right now, run to your kitchen. If you don't have all this stuff in your kitchen, go to the store and get it. I promise you, these are delicious. I've not tried the soup, but soup is soup. I have checked the vegetables to make sure they're done. They're great. We are about to eat. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. You know I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with me. So until we meet again, may you be blessed and you be a blessing to others. Don't forget, come right back because we're going to get started on the apple scrap jelly. I had to make sure I was getting it right. Anyway, you guys, I love you. I'll see you next time.